Yo, what's up, guys? In this video, I just want to go over Hu Tao and how insane of a character she is. She's not bad by any means. People say you need Homa on her. People say you need a 5-star. No, you don't. You don't. Trust me. I'm going to give you the best weapons, the best artifacts to help you build her so she can do nuts damage like this. So quick rundown, I just want to go over her abilities. We'll get into talent leveling later. I just want to go over these bottom 3 talents. So Hu Tao is actually amazing. She's so well designed, man. After her E's over and you have to switch to another character, your entire team gets crit rate so their abilities can crit properly. Overall, more damage for your support characters. Really good talent. And if you ever at C4, it's even more crit rate. It's actually kind of nuts. This one, obviously, you want to be below 50% health to get the extra pyro damage. If you're above 50%, you'll still do damage, but obviously you want to be below that threshold. That way you can do the most damage possible. And then there's the cooking dish, suspicious. I mean, I guess it's cool. Supposedly the suspicious dishes are worse, so I don't know why you'd use her for this. Maybe just to collect one of each. I don't know. But yeah, let's go and get into weapons. So obviously I don't have any 5-stars. We're using the Deathmatch, and 4 stars work fine on her. You don't need a 5-star weapon. But obviously, if you have the Staff of Homa, that's her best in slot. If you have that, use it. Any of the 5-star weapons, if you have them, use those because those will give you the most damage. It's kind of self-explanatory. 4 stars can get a little weird. So Deathmatch and Blackcliff, probably the 2 best spears in my opinion. Dragon's Bane is really good as well if you're running with Xingqiu. Lithic Spear is pretty good too, but it needs some refinements to be able to compete with Deathmatch, as well as having a party full of leeway, which can be rough depending on which supports you want to use. When it comes to Crescent Pike or the Dragon's Bane Spear, don't use these. These are going to lower your damage output a lot because of the stat being useless on her when you're using her E and her alt, as well as the passives only doing increased damage with the physical damage buff, which you're not building, so you're going to do less damage overall than you should be than compared to a Deathmatch or the other 4-star spears I've talked about. And then there's the other craftable weapon, Star Glitter. Star Glitter is okay. I mean, if you're completely free to play and you need a weapon on her and you can't get the Deathmatch, you can't get the Blackcliff because it costs so many Star Glitter and you want to save those for rolls or whatever, the Star Glitter is a decent option. Obviously, it's not going to be as much damage as the other 2, but you can still do decent damage with it. Same with Favonius Lance. If that's your only spear you have, you can run a Favonius Lance. The energy recharge is going to be nice, but overall, it will be less DPS. If you're still early on in the game, or you don't want to resort to getting a Favonius Lance on her, or you don't want to use the Star Glitter, or you can't craft any more spears because you already crafted 5 Crescent Pikes or whatever, who knows. You can run the 3-star weapons on her early game, but I wouldn't recommend investing too much into them because their stats fall off heavily compared to 4 stars. I would say up to level 50 is fine, but after level 50, you don't want to really invest in them anymore because they lose a lot of stats at that point. Now we move on to artifacts. So this Hu Tao does not have 4-piece Crimson. 4-piece Crimson is probably the most consistent for Hu Tao, because after you cast your E, it's just, a straight 22.5% total pyro buff using the entire Crimson set. Gives you the most damage on your E and gives you good damage on your ult, along with the, reaction procs and such. But just like this account, not everyone is a whale and can spend $300 a month on daily refreshes to get the perfect artifact set. So you're more than likely going to be running a 2-piece Crimson with 2-piece something else. Now you can run Lava Walker. Lava Walker's good. It gives good damage, but not if you're doing reactions. So if you're running like a 2 Pyro, 2 Geo, or 2 Nemo comp, you can run Lava Walker, but you're going to be doing less damage overall compared to a reaction built comp. So just keep that in mind. The best 2 pieces in the game, in my opinion, 2-piece Witch and 2-piece Noblesse. Really good for burst DPS Hu Tao, which is what we currently have her built. Alt does some crazy numbers. Still good damage on her E. Obviously less damage than 4-piece Crimson, but still really, really, really good. You can also run 2-piece Crimson and 2-piece Wanderer's Trope, but I only really recommend that, again, if you're running Xingqiu. He's really the only support that can consistently allow Hu Tao to vaporize almost every hit. Compared to the other cryo supports in the game, you won't proc it as often, so you get the most value with Xingqiu. But I only recommend Wanderer's Trope if you're going for some crazy reaction numbers or if you're going with Xingqiu support. There's also 2-piece Crimson and 2-piece Glad. 2-piece Glad isn't the worst, but it's going to be less damage than the other 2 because she doesn't have a high base attack and it's going to not give her the most bonus compared to the other ones. But you will still be able to do some crazy damage. I mean, this account was able to hit for over 100k with level 1 alt talent. So pretty much regardless of what you're running, as long as you have a 2-piece Crimson and some good substats, you're going to do good damage. And then for artifact substats, the main substats you're going to be looking for are crit rate, crit damage, and HP percent. Those will give you the most damage overall. And then you can prioritize attack percent, Elemental Mastery for reactions, and then Energy Recharge for more consistent alt uptime. I prefer Energy Recharge. It's really fun to play with and makes comps really easy to use, but it's all your personal preference on which one you want. Now we're going to take a look at talents and which ones you guys should upgrade first. So if you're using Hu Tao as your main DPS and using sub DPS reactions, you want to be leveling your normal attack first, and then your E, and then your alt. If you're playing her as a sub DPS burst support, you want to level her ult first, then her E, then her normal attack. As simple as that. Constellations, honestly, all of these constellations are pretty good. Unlike some other character that we shall not name that has some doo-doo constellations in there, Hu Tao's are really good. C1 is probably her best. Just because it allows you to ignore the stamina consumption fee for charge attacking, makes playing her and dodging with her while she's out really easy. Really, really good constellation. C2 and the rest of them up are pretty much just more damage overall. I'm not going to go too much into constellations, but if you do want to go for a constellation on your waifu, C1 is probably the best one to go for at that. The rest of them are just whale territory, and if you're going for more than C1, you're a whale, so just do it anyway. It doesn't apply to you. They're all good. And then I guess we can go over animation cancels. I'm sure you guys have seen plenty of other people do them. Literally, I'm pretty sure every single polearm has the same animation cancel where you can use your charge attack and then jump and not have to worry about displacing yourself. Jumping while doing it, dashing while doing it, it all works. That pretty much sums it up for the guide and build. I'm going to give you guys a showcase showcasing her damage. She does have a 4-star weapon. She's C0. She's got some decent artifact stats. So if your Hu Tao is kind of built similar to this and you want to see how much damage she can do if you ever built up properly, go ahead and watch the rest of the showcase. I'm going to showcase the rest of her damage. If you don't care for the showcase, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy, make sure you guys like and hit the subscribe button. It really helps out my channel. I have a lot of fun making these Genshin videos, probably the most fun I've had in YouTube in a while. And I'm getting some good support on them, so I thank you guys all for that. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Peace.